Hi, I'm Charles with AniCap. Previously, a girl named Zaya stumbled onto the mysterious RAK5HA Street, where she would need to be rescued by a guy named Yanchao. RAK5HA Street is a place for holding spirits of the dead, and Yanchao is its guardian. Zaya is then told that she is being chased by a secret organization and must quickly learn how to summon her spirit guardian. The story continues as Liang reveals that his bomber is actually a mech, and it's not a spirit guardian. It's powered by a rune infused with psychic power, and he thinks the Kingdom Organization's robots use the same thing. Zaya is jealous of his power and asks that he make her a mech, since her spirit guardian ignores her. However, Liang explains that mechs are far more limited than spirit guardians. Guardians are able to grow in strength along with their hosts, but mechs cannot. Furthermore, they are only able to use their most powerful ability once per summon. Gaifu arrives and explains that guardians are not just spirits created for fighting. They are spirits that hosts have formed a contract with so they can grow together. He explains that she must hurry to summon her guardian so that they can begin to grow and keep others from taking the guardian from her. Zaya explains that every time she tries, she sees a face she has seen in her nightmares since she was little. Yanchao explains that her guardian must be willing to protect her since it has once before, and she is just not trying hard enough. Zaya thinks he is just picking on her when he doubles the training, but Yanchao explains it's because they are running out of time. He plans to reinforce the border, but it's clear the organization has found its weakness and will break in again. We then watch as the mysterious man searches for his next soldier to send, but decides to go himself since he is a top 10 knight in the Kingdom Organization. Yanchao critiques Zaya's form when summoning, and the two end up arguing as always. Liang points out how impatient his brother is and begins to wonder if Gaifu brought Zaya there to teach him some patience. Yanchao must then explain that she must use gestures while summoning because she isn't a high-level spirit host that is proficient in using psychic power like he is. Gaifu says that some people that become very powerful will also become arrogant and lazy. Teaching is a good way for them to see themselves clearly. Liang wonders if he is helping them so much to atone for the past, but Gaifu explains that all he cares about is getting Zaya to summon her guardian before it's too late. Yanchao gives up on the summoning gestures and wants to try another way. He rationalizes that her guardian appeared to save her life before, so it will do it again. Yanchao summons Zucho to take her somewhere. Zaya then becomes more and more worried when she notices they are heading toward the border. He explains that the evil spirits congregate there and they will help her reach her full potential. He completely abandons her there but quickly finds that she did not like his idea. Yanchao tries to convince her to let go, but she explains that her guardian didn't protect her against the spider and probably won't now. He tells her that the spider's web was suppressing her powers and has Zucho leave her there again. She panics as the spirits make their approach and the guys find a good spot to observe from. The other two are a bit concerned, but Yanchao explains that he is there in case things go wrong. Also, he thinks this is the only way a silly girl like her will be able to do it. She does her best to fight barehanded, but she is far too outnumbered, and Yanchao must stop his brother from interfering. She cries out for help as we see the face in her nightmares, and the guys jump in to save her. They all felt the same thing and realize now that her spirit guardian is sealed by the heart chain. This explains why she couldn't communicate with it. Zaya is the only one that can unlock the chains, but that will take up to 100 years of training, and they don't have the time. Back to the past, we see that Yang King is concerned that he and General Lu have not trained for some time. Lu isn't concerned though, and just wants to enjoy being Requiem General. In town, we see that some of the soldiers pick on the old man that betrayed Liang. They are having a difficult time forcing him into transforming into an evil spirit as others just watch. Just then, everyone is shocked to see that Yanchao has made his return after being gone for some time. The more experienced soldier explains that the kid is actually a spirit host, but he reveals that he would never need a guardian to handle weaklings like them. He only uses martial arts to defeat them and instructs them to inform the general that the master of RAK5HA Street is back. General Lu grows furious, but the residents of RAK5HA Street have found hope again after hearing that General Chao's son has returned. Lu wastes no time when trying to capture Yanchao, but it doesn't matter. He has defeated the soldiers that were sent, and Lu arrives to acknowledge how much stronger Yanchao has become. Lu wants to keep the kid's arrogance in check and summons Yan King, but the kid isn't very impressed. His brother arrives and it now becomes clear to everyone that the kid was actually Liang. Everyone is shocked to see that they have grown up so much since being gone. Yan King points out how easily Liang defeated the spirits and can only imagine how much stronger Yanchao is. Lu sends his guardian to attack but is instantly greeted by Yujin. Yanchao points out that summoning gestures are only for weaklings like him. He states that Lu is not fit to be general of RAK5HA Street and demands that he leave his home. Liang then takes a moment during the fight to check on Ro's grave. He explains that he has become much stronger now, but he will not stop improving. He plans to become someone that is feared by everyone so that she won't have to be afraid of anything. General Lu is finally defeated and told to leave forever. Yanqing points out that the brothers have trained much harder than they did, and Lu can only think about how the two kids don't understand the true value of RAK5HA Street. The brothers return to their home to find that their family tree has withered, but their names remain together. The house that was built in place of their home is hideous to them though. Just then, Lu arrives to explain that he is still the general of RAK5HA Street and wants to fight again. Liang explains that he wants to be the one that fights him this time in order to prove that he will one day surpass Yanchao. Lu grows more frustrated after always hearing that they want to come home, when they don't even know about RAK5HA Street's real treasure, the sacred pagoda tree. Yanchao explains that their family has always guarded the cherished tree, but Lu disrespects it and consumes a piece of its bark. Liang wonders if he has lost his mind, but is surprised to see that Lu has become stronger than before. Lu explains that the tree is able to absorb energy directly from nature, and when consumed by a spirit host, will increase their psychic power tremendously. This is the only sacred pagoda tree in the entire world, and is the reason he came to RAK5HA Street. With their newfound power, Lu commands Yanqing to begin their attack, and Yujin determines that they must leave immediately. Back to the present, Xia wakes up after finding out that her spirit guardian is sealed and she won't be able to undo it without decades of training first. Running out of time, Gaifu explains to Yanchao that the only way to do it will be to have her eat the sacred pagoda tree's bark. Yanchao refuses the idea though and demands she do it on her own. He explains that fortifying the border has bought them some more time, but Gaifu says that it won't nearly be enough. Yanchao goes on to say that the organization may be dangerous, but so is gaining power from the pagoda tree. Xia overhears them and they must explain how a person's power will grow from eating part of the tree. She is upset that Yanchao kept this from her, but he is even more enraged. First she had wanted a mech like Liang, and now she wants to gain power from the tree. She seems to only want to do things the easy way and avoids training as much as possible. Xia says that she deserves some help because of the seal on her guardian, but Yanchao doesn't want to hear excuses. Even after being born with a spirit guardian, she only wants to take shortcuts, and her behavior is an insult to the people that work extremely hard even without a guardian. Gaifu acknowledges that they must make a difficult decision and recommends everyone take a break from the discussion. That night, Liang wonders why his brother can't let go of the past, and Yanchao explains it's because he knows the results of consuming the tree's bark. It is able to boost someone's power quickly, but it will only lead to catastrophe. Liang remembers the past as well, but explains that the power from the tree requires balance. He believes Xia might be able to control it, and he trusts her, however Yanchao reveals that he doesn't. Gaifu checks on Xia, and it's obvious that Yanchao's words got to her. She hates that she has become so dependent on the strength of others, and wants to become strong herself. Gaifu explains that she will have to make the decision on her own, but not to overthink it, since she could be wrong either way. He realizes those words might not have been so helpful and leaves her to think. She takes a moment to look at the tree and once again thinks about Yanchao's words. She becomes defiant as usual, claiming that he is an idiot, and decides that she will no longer listen to him. She climbs the tree as she remembers all the events that led to this very moment. Xia is finally finished relying on other people's power, but has a realization. She begins to wonder if eating part of the tree is really any different than depending on others. We then see that Yanchao had been watching the entire time, and Xia has decided not to use the pagoda tree. The brothers are pleased with her decision, and Xia thinks about how her decision might be wrong either way, so she might as well believe in herself to summon her guardian spirit on her own. She managed to develop her psychic power quickly, so she is confident she can break the seal with enough time. However, we see that Yanchao begins to feel uneasy as the town starts losing power. The two brothers rush out to find that they are out of time, as RAK5HA Street is being invaded. Thanks for watching part 5, 10,000 likes and I'll make a part 6.